Hey everybody, this is M for Trans API Voices. Wishing everyone uh, a peaceful and productive Trans Day of Remembrance and a happy Thanksgiving. Um, my Thanksgiving was not so great. Let me turn this shit down. Excuse me. So, uh, well, okay, let me start with talking about the Trans Day of Remembrance. And yeah, um, I'm gonna break from the weekly agenda a little bit today because I have other things to talk about. And let me try to adjust this light. It's really in my face. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see me, but I'm gonna keep talking. Uh, okay, that's better. So, Trans Day of Remembrance. I It's kind of a long story, but I organized and conducted the Transgender Day of Remembrance ceremony at Rutgers this year. Um, I have to give massive thanks to my good friend Jordan for speaking with me and giving me lots of um, support with giving his own story and also being moral support. Um, I have to thank Zanetta Rego and Jenny Kurtz at the LGBT Center for helping fund the event. Also, the Asian American Student Council who helped us out with funding. And to all of my fellow LLEGO eBoard members and general body members. LLEGO is the LGBT organization that I'm a part of at Rutgers. Uh, that went really well. I was really stressed because um, everything came together very much at the last minute, and I didn't realize that there was no Trans Day of Remembrance ceremony happening until the last minute. And so I sort of like was like, well, okay, I've read about a lot of criticisms about the Trans Day of Remembrance, aka TDOR. I'm just gonna call it TDOR from now on. I mean, in the video, um, for uh, sort of appropriating the dead trans body and creating a universalized narrative of of the dead trans person, and particularly a universalized narrative that was not sensitive to gender, race, or class, because these are things that affect our um, they affect how susceptible we are to being victimized by violence, by hate violence, and that's often not given sensitive. That's often not paid respect in TDOR ceremonies. So that went really well. I was really stressing about it, and I delivered a 15-minute talk, maybe a 10-minute talk. I'm not really sure how long it lasted about transphobic violence and hate violence generally, basically making the argument that um, because although transphobic violence is a big problem and rates of violence against transgender people are very high, um, it's not really possible to separate transphobic violence from other systems of violence that enforce hierarchies upon us. And that went really well. Once again, I have to give thanks to everyone who was involved in that, and to everyone who was there, and who listened and gave support. I'm really happy with the the queer and trans communities that I'm a part of at Rutgers. Um, so, mwah, thank you. Thank you so much, all of you. Um, that said, I'd like to talk about Thanksgiving. Um, Thanksgiving has often been a holiday that has not gone so well for me. My relationship with my extended family on my father's side, which is the Korean side of the family, the Asian side of the family, has long been a little bit strange. I've always been sort of like the black sheep in the um, within my siblings and sort of within the family in a broader sense. So my my involvement in family events has um, not been. I haven't had consistent attendance at all the family events for many reasons, but most recently, after coming out with my dad, uh, my relationship with him has been very much estranged. Um, yeah, I'm not really sure what to say about that. We just had sort of a weird relationship since my parents divorced to begin with, and um, I came out to him, and I feel like we like didn't speak about it again until like today. Um, but here, let me tell the story from the beginning. Ready? 5 minutes into 6 minutes into the video. So yesterday, no, no, no. Thinking about Thanksgiving plans, I knew that my grandmother, that is my Korean grandmother, my dad's mom, and my aunt, my dad's sister, were coming out to New Jersey from the DC area to celebrate Thanksgiving. And um, I was like, oh, that's awesome. I can go. So my plan was, I had this imaginary idea that I would just like, um, I wasn't sure how I was going to present, what I was going to wear, if I would wear makeup or a dress or whatever, which I really wanted to. But either way, I was like, all right, I am going to be part of the so-called the women's work of um, excuse me, of cooking and cleaning and stuff with Thanksgiving, and just be there and be myself and be cheerful and not stop the momentum that I've been gathering in my uh, in my everyday life at Rutgers. And my everyday life at Rutgers is like, yeah, like I wear makeup and skirts and big hoopy earrings, which I'm not wearing right now, to class on a regular basis. And like that's just kind of how I present, excuse me, pretty daily at Rutgers. I'm very out, um, and I really like that. It makes me feel really good about myself. It feels like I just feel more like myself. I feel really good about um, like also the political action of that because I mean, okay, all you trans guys who are on me with this channel, like, hey, trans solidarity, you know, API solidarity, fist bump, bam. But it is very different being trans femme to trans masculine. Like, I don't know. How often do you guys get called faggots for presenting how you want to present and dressing how you want to present? You know, how often do people like on the street give you like dirty fucking looks because you're wearing makeup or a dress or because you're trying to be who you are, you know? And it's really different. Um, so back to Thanksgiving. So I had this idea in my head. I was like, maybe I'll just like wear makeup and a dress to Thanksgiving with my conservative Korean extended family and not make a fuss about, my real name and not make a fuss about my real pronouns, but just be like, hey, it's cool. I'm just gonna be cheerful. I'm just gonna be here and I'm just gonna like participate in family life and participate in Thanksgiving, in the holiday. And that's what I was thinking for a while, but um, yesterday my sister came home from school to my mom's house, which is where I am now. I have a nice TV over here with 444 playing, Willem Dafoe, and I don't remember who else. It's a post-apocalyptic, or like on the cusp of it, whatever. Visually dense movie. I'm not really watching it, but it's there for you if you want to watch it. Um, so I was talking with my sister and my mom about it here last night, and I mentioned to them that like I was singing one of these lines, and oh shit, I mean before I even got home, my sister said by email to me after I was like, hey, I don't really know what to do regarding Thanksgiving because I want to like not necessarily come out, but just like keep presenting how I present and keep being me and not try to like butch up and try to hide things. And like, or if I would butch up, then, at least to try to start a coming out conversation. But then I got an email back from my little sister yesterday saying, okay, so dad is going to come over to mom's house tomorrow, meaning today, and we're going to have a conversation about like what's the right thing to do so we can prepare ourselves. And so so dad came over. Um, Dad came over. I was outside smoking a cigarette and like gathering myself, and I see his car pull up on the driveway. I'm like, oh shit. I am so not ready. I'm not like I haven't showered, I haven't shaved. I like want to have this conversation in makeup. I want to have this conversation in a dress just to show him like how I present on a daily basis and like who I am most of the time. And I feel like, oh, if I don't have my makeup on, cliche, right? If I'm not like wearing femme clothing, cliche, then he's not gonna get it. But sure enough, there he is, and there's no fucking time to get in the shower, to shave, to, get my face on, right? So, how's that conversation go? It doesn't go well. It doesn't go well. His line is basically like, yeah, now, okay, mind you, my dad has not. I mean, our relationship was estranged before I came out to him as trans, and it has only gotten further. There's only been more distance placed between us since then. And this is like the first conversation we've actually really had about it, even though I came out to him like 2 months ago. I've like hardly fucking spoken to him, and he's hardly fucking spoken to me. We've had like very little contact. Because like I came out to him, and then I sort of put the ball in his court, and then we hung out a little bit, and it just didn't come up. And I wanted to bring it up, and I wanted to be like, Dad, this is like really, like, this is a thing. This is real, and we need to talk about it. But like, no, just never came up. So here we are. It's my dad, my mom, and my little sister. And my big brother is absent from this conversation, but he said he would be there, but his train was running late, whatever. At the dinner table, at the kitchen table, whatever, talking, and like, it was not good. I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know what to say other than that the conclusion was my dad was like, hey, grandma only has like a few more years to live, and like, can't you just save her this pain? And I was like, shit, like, thinking to myself, like, I really, I really want to have a relationship with my grandma. We haven't had much of a relationship in the past, but now like for the first time ever, I really want to have a relationship with her because I identify in many ways with her, with who she is. I see myself in her and I see her in myself since like, you know, since realizing that I'm a girl, it's made me realize like, yeah, I have a lot in common with my grandma. I don't know how to say it, but it's true. And I don't know how to say it to my dad or to my family, but it's true. I know it. So, so I want to have a relationship with my extended family, but my dad says, you can't, like, wait until my mom dies to come out to the extended family. Can you fucking believe that? Can you fucking believe that? Like, I, I don't know. So the conclusion after that was, all right, like, fine, like, hey, dad, I'm gonna leave the lying up to you, and I'm gonna join mom and her friend Anita, who's like my adoptive aunt, and I'm gonna go to their Thanksgiving, and I'm gonna wear makeup, and I'm gonna wear a skirt, and because like that's the kind of Thanksgiving that would be more productive to me. That would be more productive to my personal development, to my self-realization, to my transition. And he was like, okay, sure. I was like, fine, fuck you. But not really. Like at that moment in time, I was like, I'm gonna keep calm. It's cool. Time to get showered up. Time to get ready. Time to shave. Time to put on the makeup. Time to get dressed. Time to get ready for presenting femme in a space that I have not presented femme, and seeing how that goes. And it went well. It went well. You know, I went with my mom to Anita's house. I hung out with Anita's two sons, Kieran and Nicholas, um, and Yvette and Ken and Connie, and it was good. But at a certain time, I just needed to be alone. And I plugged in my headphones and I started producing music. I got on Free Loops, but it's just putting off the storm. And then little sister Jackie calls, and she's like, "Hey, me and Big Brother Dave are free, and we're gonna come and like pick you up and like do fun things or whatever." And I'm like, "Yeah, great." I thinking to myself, I really just want to get out of here, and I kind of just want to be alone. But they swing by and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna stick around for a little bit." I'm like, "Okay, a little bit, sure." But a little bit turns into like an hour, turns into 2 hours, and I just like start dissociating, and I just start being like, I need to be alone. I really need to be alone. And I don't know, I plug headphones in and crank up the music and just start fucking crying. I don't know. And I went outside, smoked cigarettes, pulled my hat over my face, and I'm just crying. Like it today was really rough on me. So then so then mom drives me home and we talk a little bit in the car, and I'm just like, I don't want to fucking talk about it. And then we get to mom's house, we get here, and uh, I don't know. I just like grabbed my piano, which somewhere there we go, uh, and run up to like my room that's here, and like the freaking out starts happening again after like getting calm in the car. The storm is back in full fucking force, and I want to just scream in my room. I want to just scream and empty my lungs in like pure like rage and like everything. Um, but I can't. I can't because the house is so quiet and the walls are thin and my mom is downstairs. I can't start screaming here. I can't throw a temper tantrum in front of her. I can't. I want to just plug in my piano. I want to plug in some amps and start blasting, blasting like furious sad music. But I can't because I don't want to throw a temper tantrum in front of my mom, you know? So I change. I take off the dress that I'm wearing. I wipe my tears. I take a deep breath. I put on jeans, I put on a sweatshirt, I put on a t-shirt, and I run out the door. And I swear, like, my mom was coming up the stairs, and I jumped across the stairs, like, away from her. Like, I did not wait for her to get up the stairs and look me in the eye. I was like, no, I have to get the fuck out of here. And she's like, Em, are you okay? And I don't say a fucking word. And I grab my coat, and I grab my keys, and I get into my car, and I drive to an abandoned lot. And I start screaming. I start screaming. I find a piece of wood blocking a glass door, and I start kicking it. I start slamming the weight of my body into it. I slam my shoulder, I slam my fist, I slam my foot, I slam my knee, and I just scream. I scream into the night. I scream. Just screamed, and I cried, and I lied down. I was lying down on the asphalt, and it was like cracked, abandoned, derelict asphalt. And I just sat there sobbing for like 20 minutes. But then I found a glass bottle lying on the ground. And I picked it up and I realized that I had to smash it for closure. And right as these thoughts are crossing my mind, right, holding a bottle, I hear a train coming on the nearby train tracks. Now, mind you, this abandoned lot literally opens up right onto the train tracks, right by Princeton Junction Station. And I grab this bottle, and I walk over so the train's at my back. And there's a concrete wall in front of me. And I say, with this bottle, when I smash this bottle, I'm leaving my pain, my anger, my fear, all behind. And the train goes, and I pitch it, smash. And you know what? For now, I'm okay. Happy Thanksgiving.